Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's BDF44 coming at you with another video. Kind of basketball related, kind of. But I just saw footage of the Jaxson Hayes arrest video, and I mean, I don't really know what caused the situation because all only footage that I was able to find online was of him already subdued, hands behind his back, and it looked like he was being tased in his chest. Now, if I were, you know, the type of person who didn't really know my left from my right, I could look at that footage and see where he was placing that taser and say he was trying to tase that man in his heart. But luckily enough, it was the opposite side of his chest. Either way, too close to the heart for comfort. Man had his hands behind his back. I don't know what led to that situation. Obviously, the cops are not 7 foot tall, so they have to try to subdue this man to some degree, right? He's a 7 footer. He's a basketball player. He's in his 20s, so it's not like they taking me down. They got to do some things, and maybe it would be a little more so necessary. And I understand that part. What was told to me, and I couldn't find anything on this, but I guess Jaxson had attacked the cops. That's what was told to me by the person who was holding me accountable for posting the publication's thing, whatever they're what they've posted. And my thing is, I don't know what led to that situation. I'm not arguing that situation. I'm not saying that he didn't deserve to be arrested. I don't even know what happened. All I know is the footage that we saw was something that looked very, very dangerous, and I felt like it was excessive in nature. So that's literally all I'm here to say. I thought it was excessive in nature. Now, what he did to put himself in that position, or what he didn't do, and how that legal process may play itself out, I don't have an opinion about that. I don't even have the context. For all I know, a million different things happened, and that was necessary. But what I'm saying is, what we saw looked bad, and him being in the hospital, trying to recover from that, and him having a status in the NBA just shines a light on the circumstance. That's literally my only point of view. We'll know more when there's more to tell. Luckily, everybody walked away with their lives, you know what I mean? But what I saw put that possibility in potential risk for Jaxson Hayes, and that's why I'm speaking. Just, we all understand that the cops have a difficult job. We all understand that it's the climate right now to be it's popular to either attack the position of supporting police or to support them yourselves. It's not really a whole lot of either or with a lot of people in a lot of conversations at this point. But for me, I just more so look at it as, can we fix the process of the tactics that they use? Can we get a little more, can we evolve a little bit in the tactics that they use to subdue human beings? For whatever reason, however it goes, I'm asking, can we evolve? Because we are in a climate where people are sensitive. We are in a climate where phones are coming out. Every time anything happens, people pulling their phones out. This is the era where we have to understand that stuff that worked before these devices came about, things that we used to do before these devices were put in our hands, it's not really the way we can move anymore, because now you have to pretend that children are watching at all times in whatever you do, because anytime someone pulls out a phone, once they press record, the footage can go to a child. The footage can go to an innocent person who doesn't have the mindset to experience the trauma that comes with some of this stuff. Yes, as a whole, are most of us desensitized because of these devices? And do most of us look at things as if it's not that big of a deal in certain cases as it pertains to people harming one another and being harmed? Yes, a lot of us are desensitized, but no, not everyone is. But they will be if we continue to act as if we're not being seen every time we're out and about in the world. We need to adjust. That George Floyd thing, most of us who saw it desensitized to it, but that's not something that should have ever been seen. That should have never been done, obviously. And the many other situations that we've seen in this life through these devices that show us the practices are being done to each and every one of us in whatever way, shape, and form as we record our lives. We need to be honest about what being recorded actually means long term in general, whether it be us recording the cops doing something to somebody, or us recording where we're at, if we have enemies in this world and they can pay attention to where we are and take that location and find us. You see all different types of forms of this type of stuff. And it's just time for us to acknowledge it here on this channel. Get yourself in a lot of trouble. And ultimately, we need to be mindful of how we're seen on these cameras at all times. And I think it's a responsibility of those who are in positions of power and those in positions of enforcement to kind of adjust their actions accordingly. And that's why I think certain tactics and things like that, it just don't work for 2021. Certain stuff y'all doing, you're being watched. You know what I mean? All of us, everybody. So, yeah, that Jaxson Hayes situation, I don't know what caused that. Maybe he was, as that person told me, beating up a cop. In the footage, I ain't seen no cop being beat up. What I saw was a man on the ground. So, and he was getting tased in his chest, and it seemed like he had his hands behind his back, and it seemed like he went limp. Luckily enough, he's not gone, but, that would have happened to him. Horrible first. We would have witnessed it. Horrible second. And both of those situations should not be even possible. So let's find a better way, man. Let's find a better way. Let's stop being lazy and using stuff that's been working for 100 years in 2021, when 100 years ago and leading up to it, we didn't have these devices in our hands for everybody to witness whatever traumas that we inflict upon one another with our ways of doing things. So that's what I'm here to say, man. It ain't deeper than that. I could go on a rant about how I don't like seeing African Americans treated versus this and that, but that's not really my purpose today. I don't really feel that way right now and thinking about that situation. I feel like this. So that's what I've expressed. So that's all I got, man. I'm not even really curious to know what happens after this in regards to that story. I'm just glad everybody's okay. The legal process will play itself out. If Jaxson Hayes has some type of gripe, I'm sure the people will take his side, and he'll have his day in court. Even if it is something that is all fair, and ultimately it comes down to this just being what it was supposed to be, then it's a damn shame we had to see it and have this conversation sparked by it. But these are the times, man. So that's what I got. My name is BDO44. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.